Welcome to today's 2-Minute Devotional. In any endeavor or project, the question sometimes comes up, will I finish it? You might have some projects around your house, and you or your spouse might constantly be having that question, will you ever get it done? Similarly, in your Christian life, you might reflect on your progress as a believer. You wonder, am I ever going to make progress? Am I ever going to reach any kind of spiritual maturity? You know your own weaknesses. You realize how many times you've failed in the past. And so, because of this, you might wonder if you will respond spiritually in a bad way if things get really, really tough in the future, or if temptations get really, really bad, if dark days come, or if the temptations are there. In fact, if our hope in this future spiritual success was based upon our ability, it would be bleak indeed. Paul, however, knew that for the believers in Philippi, it wasn't based on their success, but rather on God. That's the same for you and for me. It's not a matter of what we do, but it's a matter of what God is doing. Listen as I read Philippians chapter 1, verse 6 and chapter 2, verse 13. Paul writes, "For I am confident of this very thing, that he who began a good work in you will perfect it until the day of Christ Jesus." Did you hear that? Paul was confident that God who began a good work in them would perfect it in the coming day. Chapter 2:13 says, "For it is God who is at work in you, both to will and to work for his good pleasure." Paul knew that it was up to God to work in the believers in Philippi. He'll likewise do the same in your life. As you submit to him, as you trust in him, as you read and meditate on his word, and as you look to him for his grace. This is why Paul said in chapter 1 verse 2 that he wished God's peace and grace for them. I challenge you today, keep your eyes on the Lord, and he will finish what he has begun in you.